Hi, welcome to the Julie Rowe Show. Hi, Eric.
Hey, Julie. But this isn't a normal podcast today. This is an announcement podcast episode.
This is going to be a great announcement podcast. We have some good news. So, do you want to start or should I?
I think you should. You've got the energy that matches the intent. So
the intensity of what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Okay. First thing, we're going to get business out of the way. We have registration open for my group energy classes for next year. Eric, do we have them all on there or just the first few?
I think they're all listed right through the very last one in Rexburg in next November, I think.
November, yeah. Okay, so Acuity Scheduling. We have all of the venues selected so far except for Bristol, England and Salt Lake City, but we are working on those. Everything else has been secured and I am committed, unless I have some unforeseen emergency that prevents me from coming, I am planning on teaching those classes. So right now we have maybe 20 people signed up for Layton. That's January 25th in Layton, Utah. I can seat, I think, between 100 and 150. So plenty of room, you guys. Go ahead and get signed up now. The sooner the better. That helps me out on my finances so that I can take care of security and all the other expenses. So anyway, excited about that. And then March 7th is St. George. Then we've got the rest of the venues. You can go look at the blog or at the other announcement to find out, what our layout is for next year for 2020. But coming up next, Layton, Utah, January 25th, and that's a Saturday. Same with March 7th is a Saturday. All my classes are on Saturdays. Excited to work with you guys. We have some good things coming. I continually learn, and so I'm going to bring more of that knowledge to those classes for 2020. Also talking more about what I see in these classes, because we have some big stuff coming in 2020 and 2021, and I'm going to kind of lay it out in each of those classes. We have different themes for the classes where I'll focus some of the energy on those areas, and then I'm going to throw in some other stuff on a global scale or cosmic level or whatever. So, what else, Eric?
Cool.
You want to announce your book?
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to do that one first. That's okay.
I do. I'm excited about it.
I wanted to, some of your listeners know I have a blog called Doctrinal Essays where I publish doctrinal subjects that I've researched and that I love and I'm passionate about. And in recent years, those have started to go hand in hand with our podcast topics because, we're on the same page in a lot of things. And so I've wanted to have those in a written form for a long time, and we've been self-publishing podcast books in recent months, and I've gained some confidence, and I've had some listeners who've been very helpful and supportive and encouraging in the self-publishing effort, and so that's been awesome. And so I'm going to publish my essays, doctrinal essays. I'll probably have a couple volumes, and we'll do volume 1 here in the next few months. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, just thinner books, basically smaller books that they can take. Mm-hmm. Be great to put in a backpack or something if somebody's on the go, right?
Well, that's exactly it. My whole point in publishing is it's not a money-driven effort. It's because I've had other people ask, and I really want these essays preserved in written form when tribulations come. And one of the big reasons for that is because there's so much research and scriptural sources that I myself, when I'm remembering or talking about a topic, I'll often go to my essays because everything's just listed there in the order that I like, and so they could be a source for public speaking or just family home evening lessons or something.
Right.
Anyway, so it's almost more for me than anyone else. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited.
Well, and I'm excited to get it to him and to get some copies for myself and for some close friends and stuff. So I'm excited about that. Also, okay, so self-publishing, I think we talked about this previously. Eric and I have been working on self-publishing the podcast books. As you know, last spring, I quit publishing my other books. We still have some of the first 4 books out there: A Greater Tomorrow, The Time Is Now, From Tragedy to Destiny, and the biography, Rising Above the Flames. Those are still available for sale on Amazon. I don't know how long those will be available or how many copies we have out there. We've already got them at the distributor. The publisher is finished with with our agreement and what we're doing here, and he's moving on to some other things. And so we are self-publishing now. We got a little connection problem. So our publisher for the biography and for the first podcast book, the first podcast book, Volume 1, the Julie Rowe Show Volume 1, is still out there, that was published by Spring Creek Books. The second podcast book that we're working on, so we'll call it Podcast Book 2, Volume 2, is being done by Eric and I, and he's really the one that's taking charge of all this. Eric, thank you so much for all your work. We've had transcriptionists that helped with initial transcriptions, and then Eric's kind of been overseeing the rest of it on the editing and compiling it, putting it into book form and everything. And so he's been doing a great job. Been working really hard on that, and we are ready to announce that it's coming out when, Eric?
On Thanksgiving Day. Yep.
November 28th, 2019, first podcast book.
And that will be available through ebook and paperback. You can buy them together, and there's a discount if you buy them together. And so that'll come out on Thanksgiving. And we have some cool covers, and he's done a really great job. So Eric, what's the title of the first book? Do you remember? What I See.
What I See.
Yep.
Okay, so podcast book number 2, the first self-publishing book we're doing, is called What I See. Mm-hmm. And then we have another book coming out, Volume 3, that is almost finished. It'll come out sometime in the next month, probably, maybe. We haven't really decided. Mm-hmm. And maybe a little closer to Christmas. And that is called what?
That's called The Message. And so the titles of these are coming from the overarching theme in a given set of 10 podcasts. So Volume 2 is episodes 11 through 20. Volume 3 is 21 through 30, and so on. So.
Right. Cool. I'd also like to announce I'm excited. I've also been working on a book with another guy, and I'm not going to give you the title of that book, although I have seen it in vision and have been given the title, as has he. I see this book came out during the tribulations, quite frankly, after I'm translated. So I don't know when that is. That's what I know, but I can't come out with it with some of the intensity, the energy that I put into this next book, and some of the things that I disclose cannot come out until after I'm in a different situation, off grid, and some other things, so that those who are maybe not happy with my work can't hurt me. So that's what I see coming. I don't know if it's 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, but just sometime, 2/3. I don't even know if it's 2/3 through the tribulations, but it's a transition book to help those that are in transition before we go to New Jerusalem.
And I've read portions of that.
Or as we go.
And I have to say that it's riveting. It's very touching. And very spiritually motivated, no question. It's going to be an amazing book.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm excited about it. I feel a lot of light related to the book. I'm getting a lot of personal revelation, and that's basically what it is. That book is the revelations I've been given, the things I've seen on a global scale, and past, present, future, some of those things. And so I'm excited about that. I'm not going to disclose any more about what it is, but it will be good. It'll help people transition as we go into New Jerusalem, and I see it being utilized in New Jerusalem in those early days especially. So exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's great.
I want to tell them the cover. I'm not allowed to tell them the cover, but it's a cool cover.
Yeah.
It's a good transition. So okay, and what else do we have, Eric? We were going to announce.
Yep.
Is that it?
There's one more thing. Yep.
How could I forget? Okay, so Eric is going to help me oversee some other projects. He is awesome. He has some changes coming up in his life, as do I. As you know, with my excommunication in April 9th of this year, 2019, lots of shifting going on in my personal life, and I see some other big shifts coming for me in the next several months, and I don't know exactly when those will come, but I see those. And Eric has some big shifts that have happened in his life, and that will happen in the next, I think, probably sometime in the next 3 to 6 months. So just stay tuned for that. We're not going to disclose what that is. Just stay tuned for more information as we well, I don't know if we'll just probably just an announcement on it and do a special podcast related to some of those changes. And with that, Eric has kindly offered to help me on a different level with some social media stuff. I've been asking since 2014 if I needed to do anything on social media, and I got off of Facebook in December of 14 under the direction of the Spirit. I have since been redirected in the last 3 weeks, basically, to do some social media. So, if any of you would like to volunteer to help with social media, I am open to possibly having volunteers help Eric on this project. I'm not going to disclose any more of that. If you are interested, go ahead and send us an email at agreatertomorrow2014@gmail.com. It is a volunteer situation. And if you are selected as a volunteer, then we will give you further information.
Julie, can you say
and
anything?
Eric's overseeing that project.
Can you say anything about the motivation for this new social media effort?
Sure. Okay. So right now, most of our audience has been Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I have always seen this message going worldwide, more so to non-members, even non-LDS or non-religious individuals. This is an effort to wake up the world on a grander scale, a bigger scale, and it step out of our comfort zone in so doing. And I'm going to be a lot edgier. I'm going to say some stuff on social media, as well as in addition to one of the formats we're going to do is with YouTube, and we're going to do some 3 to 5 minute videos, 7 to 12 minute videos, some quick videos on everything from what I see, what I've seen, what's coming, what I currently see, some hot topics in the news that are going on, what I see is really going on, what the backstory is, something like that I get from the Spirit that we're just not getting in mainstream media and even in alternative media. And so this is an opportunity for me to share more of what I see, for Eric to help out with that. He's got some great insights. He's going to basically serve as an interviewer, do some quick, I don't know how much we want to go into detail on that, but it's going to be good. And we want an opportunity for those who don't have 40 minutes to sit down and listen to a podcast, even if they can only do a 3 to 5 minute video or a 7 to 12 minute video. Most people can take 3 to 5 minutes to listen to something, and the goal is to help open eyes and to open hearts, and to help people wake up to what's going on, not only in this country, but on the planet and in the galaxy. So that's my intention. That's Eric's intention.
That's great. That's perfect. I'm really excited for it. It feels inspired. It's been coming organically to both of us and others, and it's just the next thing. It's just got to happen. So I'm really excited where it's going to go. I really feel, Julie, that it's that heaven's saying it's time to get a different, not a different audience, but add to this current audience, and right, just go after some other people who are looking for certain truths but don't know where to find it. And I do believe, I see it as a missionary effort, frankly. I see it as a way of pulling people to the Lord, to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and to higher understanding in general.
Yeah. Well, and to the Lord. And for me, not even necessarily to the church, but just in general, to open their hearts, open their minds, and wake them up to whatever their mission is, or whatever's going on in their lives that they need to wake up to, and hopefully come to Christ, or at the very least prepare in whatever capacity they need to for what is coming to this planet, and whether they stay or go on this planet, to prepare them for wherever their next stage of progression is in the eternities. And so that's always been part of my mission as a warning voice. We're going to get back to more of the warning voice stuff. And I'm going to talk about some edgy things, like what's going on with some of the more difficult topics that I have alluded to, but I have not gone into detail on. And I think much of the reason is that, it's scary stuff, but people need to know that we are getting very, very close to war, not only in this country, but on the planet, and that it will come, and we need to do our part, whatever that is, to prepare and then be ready so that we can be in action. And so did we even decide on what we're calling it? we've been, this is just in the last couple of days. This is how we roll, right? Last couple of days we get the go ahead, and then we're like, okay, what's it going to be called?
Right. So, I think we have a name, but I don't think
right.
it's time just yet to disclose
I
that.
think we should wait.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll wait. and we'll let you know what it's going to be called.
Yep.
Maybe in the next announcement.
Yeah.
So which we don't know when that is.
Stay tuned.
So anyway, stay tuned, everybody. It's great to be with you, and let us know how you're doing. We love to get your emails. Hope everybody's doing great and that you have a very happy Thanksgiving. Go ahead and sign up for the class for Layton. We're excited to meet you and look forward to working together.
Yep. Yeah, and I'll be there on that one. Thanks, everybody.
Oh, good. Yeah. Thanks, you guys. Love you.